my friend Nicole called me and was like, "What's going on? Did you see Justin Bieber's tweet?" And I was like, "About what?" I was 12 years old. He was my lock screen. He was my ringtone. He was my the time he was born. Like I was the biggest fan on the planet.
Your nose is big.
My nose is small.
You have a big nose.
Do you still have any sort of relationship?
Yeah, of course. And people ask me this all the time. We spent so many years so close, and I think that we'll always have that sort of like bond that will remain no matter what.
There have been many questions about Madison Beer's career and how involved Justin Bieber really was. He was clearly fascinated with Madison when she was just 12 years old, making videos on YouTube just like he did. This is what drew Justin to Madison in the first place, and he quickly signed her to his record label. For years, they worked side by side, but there's not much known about what really happened between them. So let's get into it. Justin Bieber has had some shady friendships in Hollywood, from Diddy to Scooter Braun. It seems like he was surrounded by people who were bad influences. But today, I want to switch the narrative a little bit and talk about Justin's relationship to Madison Beer, because I've seen some suspicious things over the years that suggest that they had an inappropriate relationship. I do feel like there is like a cycle when it comes to these things, and I feel like maybe Diddy kind of corrupted Justin, which kind of brought us to Madison Beer. And of course, this is all alleged. These are just receipts and little tidbits of gossip I've gathered throughout the years to tell you guys exactly what their relationship is all about. What's interesting is that Justin discovered Madison the same way he was discovered, through YouTube, because she was posting covers of her singing songs back in 2012, again, just like Justin was. He personally signed her to his record label, Island Records, and she was managed by his manager, Scooter Braun. So really close to Justin. They're working with the same people, and Justin is ultimately her boss. We actually have some proof of this interaction, Justin even tweeting out, "Wow, 13 years old, she can sing, great job." And this is again back in 2012. Now, Madison has only had nice things to say about Justin, kind of like Justin with Diddy. He's never said anything bad about Diddy before. He's also never really said anything about Usher, and Usher was the one who found Justin on YouTube and brought him into Hollywood. Madison claims that she's grateful for sweet Justin Bieber. And actually, now that I'm seeing this, I'm kind of thinking about his relationship with Billie Eilish. He always expressed that he wanted to protect her from things that he had experienced in the industry very early on. And I would hope that he had the same mentality for Madison.
I actually didn't see the tweet. My friend Nicole called me and was like, "What's going on? Did you see Justin Bieber's tweet?" And I was like, "About what?" She was like, "You?" And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" And like, I freaked out and I hung up the phone. I was like hysterically crying outside of a candy store with my mom in the car. And I was like, "What's happening?" And we were going crazy. I was just like, okay, when am I gonna wake up right now? Like, what's happening? He was my lock screen. He was my ringtone. He was my the time he was born. Like I was the biggest fan on the planet. So it just felt like, what's happening?
Have y'all stayed in touch?
Yeah, we stayed in touch.
Now, despite Justin Bieber discovering Madison, it seems like she was headed towards stardom anyways, because she's talented, she's beautiful, she has a great fan base online with millions of followers. She says, "He gave me a lot of advice, and of course, I still keep into contact with him. He's super focused on his own life, obviously, and we now don't speak as much, but he's been incredible every step of the way, and I'm really grateful for that. He signed me so early that I still have all the tools that I still find useful to this day." Of course, Madison is super appreciative because he just signed her, and at that point, he was very young himself. I mean, she's, again, like 12 years old, so she's much younger, but it's, you know, he acted like an executive, kind of like how someone who, like a Diddy or a record label would act. Like, he had the ability to just go sign her because he liked her, and he was tweeting out her videos constantly.
I was 12 years old. I had gotten my braces off a week before. About a week later, I did an At Last cover by Etta James, right? And that was the one that Justin had tweeted out. And he actually tweeted out 3 of my YouTube videos, which was insane.
Oh my God, I just got goosebumps.
It was insane. I mean, as a 12-year-old girl who would have died for Justin Bieber,
yes,
I was through the roof. I used to wear like purple lipstick on his birthday, so it was pretty crazy. It was really, really crazy.
Let me put this on you real quick, because if you have been seriously injured, your injury could be worth millions. That is why you need the right representation to take care of your case. And I'm talking about Morgan & Morgan. They are America's largest injury law firm, and they're not here for the small checks. Their team gets serious results. Over the past few months, they have won millions for their clients involved in life-altering car crashes, like $12 million for a client in Florida and another $26 million for someone in Philly. That is dozens of times higher than what what insurance companies tried to pay. And this isn't some old school entry law firm buried in paperwork. You could literally start your claim online within minutes using your smartphone. It's free to sign up and you don't have to pay anything unless they win your case. No catch, no retainer, no upfront. If you've been involved in a serious accident, don't try to just go and tough it out. You could be walking away from life-changing money. One click could change everything. You could check out my link in the description below, forthepeople.com/Sloan, or you can scan the QR code on the screen to go and start your claim today with Morgan & Morgan. Thank you to Morgan & Morgan for sponsoring this video, and enjoy. Now, even though Madison was a huge fan of Justin's, he was, again, like preoccupied with his own career. I didn't think he was in the position to go and even like sign another artist. She said that like Justin was not instrumental when it came to her career. I mean, he was, but he wasn't. He did a bit and he did sign her, but it's not like he was in the studio with her every single day. Though it does seem like Justin acted like her final boss. Anytime she was going to put out something, he would listen to it before it was released. Now, despite Madison saying they didn't spend much time together, I did find plenty of receipts where they were casually hanging out, whether they were on a hike or getting food somewhere. I mean, they would constantly get paparazzi together. And I found one clip where they were on a hike, but it seems like Justin just left her, which is so typical Justin behavior. We see him slamming the car door in Haley's face. Really, he's not the guy that's going to open the door for you. I think everyone that gets into a relationship with Justin understands that.
Congratulations on your American Music Award, Justin. You the man. Justin's kind of hard to keep up with, isn't he? He's in pretty good shape, huh?
Yeah, he's very hard to keep up with.
I mean, he doesn't have to open the door for you because he's going to pay someone to do so. So I guess that's what money gets you. Now, what I'm dying to get into are these blind items. You guys know we do blind item breakdown on every Thursday, and I have a few we want to focus on in this video. This one is from 2017, and it reads, "You would go out with someone too if you were being paid almost $10,000 a week by an organization to stay by his side 24/7 and not let him leave the group. Heck, the someone in question here writes a check every week, which just about covers the salary and brings in hundreds of people more all willing to give a ton of money." Now, it's interesting to see that blind item because it sounds like Madison here is almost being used as like a handler in this situation. When Justin was going off the deep end, she was there to make sure he was going to at least keep it cool enough to stay under the record label and to keep performing. I mean, she almost acted like his spokeswoman back in 2017 when she was saying that, Justin's in a really good place. I feel like this is the narrative she was instructed to tell us, but she said that he was in a good place. I'm just happy to see how healthy he is. Justin was on the up and up at that point, but he was still such a mess, especially when it came to Selena Gomez and Hailey Bieber. That entire situation was unfolding, so they really needed Madison Beer to be there and to just give us a good headline. Some good news about Justin. And I think Justin did like Madison a lot. I mean, he even brought her up on his stage before to celebrate her birthday.
Madison. Everybody's her birthday, and I think everybody in the audience should sing her happy birthday because it's a really special day for her. Alright? Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Madison. Happy birthday to you.
Switching gears, I found a random Reddit post which said, "Random tea, but Madison Beer used to F Bieber way back in 2014, 2015, but she would have been like 15, 16, he would have been 2021. Again, this is alleged, some random Reddit post, but people go on to speculate that Justin has a pattern when it comes to this, like Sophia Richie, which I'm not familiar with that. Mud Electrical 1141, I want you to know where this is coming from, posted 9 months ago. It's actually way worse. Justin was 20 when photos were released of him getting cozy and handsy with Madison in the studio. The song was released in the beginning of April 2014, which means Addison was freshly 15. She turned 15 that March. Plus, right before he went public with Sophia Richie, he had taken her to Japan or some other country where age consent is lower. Do people do that? Travel out of that is so weird. I never thought about that because maybe other countries won't have. So wait, what is the age consent in Japan? What is the age of consent in Japan?
In Japan, the legal age of consent is now 16. This change occurred in June 2023, raising the age from 13, which had
13! 13! June 2023. 13. Oh my gosh. We need to talk. Okay. Now I need to figure out why people run in Japan. You know, I was in Japan in December. I was there for my 30th birthday. I wasn't there for what? 16, but it was 13 before. Make that make sense. I'm sorry, the Japanese, they'll need to explain. Madison is not a nepo baby, so when she went off to go and work on music, her family stayed back home. So she went to move to LA and lived alone when she was 16 years old, which honestly sounds like a setup for disaster.
You've been living in LA since you were 16, right? Without any family?
Well, okay, so I moved here when I was 14, and my mom and my brother moved out here as well. And then when I turned 18, my brother's only 15,
right?
So he still, you know, him getting homeschooled wasn't as easy as me getting homeschooled.
Right.
So she decided to move him back to New York, where all of his friends are and stuff, because there wasn't really a need for him to be out here because he's not pursuing music or anything. So she moved back to New York with him when I turned 18. But since I was 16, it's kind of been like them back and forth by coastal and me here, kind of alone.
Do you take advantage of that? Like, do you eat Pop-Tarts all day?
Pretty much, honestly.
Go to bed with like use no curfew.
You would do.
I would do that. I would do that. I'd eat ding dongs too. But like, I mean, like, do you have a do you make a curfew? Anything?
I mean, I live alone now. I like have my own apartment
Right.
and stuff. But my parents have always been super cool with me. I've been working since I was 12,
Right.
so it's kind of like they let me be a kid when I want to be,
right.
and when I can be. It's kind of rare that I get to actually be a kid these days. But yeah, I mean, I guess I don't really have a curfew. I could walk in at 3 in the morning and be, yeah, I'm like, it's all good. I don't have anyone to yell at me.
Right.
Now, Madison says that her mom officially moved when she was 18, but she alluded to at the end that she had a lot of alone time at 16 in LA, which I'm sure like the PR story they went with is that, you know, mom left at 18, and who really knows the truth there? Who really knows the truth here either? But we do have a blind item from 2016 about Justin Bieber, and it reads, the foreign-born former A-list tweener turned adult singer is acting more erratic. He told a woman that he was having sex with the other day that she needed to hold the Bible while they were doing it. He also kept telling her that they were unclean. That sounds a little freaky. Now, that same year, we did get a post from Justin on Instagram, a weird picture of Madison with the caption, my friend Madison Beer has a bigger nose than me. Who agrees? Which is kind of mean. I mean, maybe because I've always been insecure about my nose, so I would be offended if I was Madison. Plus, she's like so beautiful. I've seen articles where or interviews where she speaks about how being so beautiful has hurt her. Oh, Madison. It must be hard.
Anything new with you?
You're so mean. My nose is not big.
It is big.
Your nose is big.
My nose is small.
You have a big nose.
Now it's big. Look at your nose.
It's not.
It's gigantic.
Is this a big nose? You have a big
You
nose.
can smell me from over there.
I can't smell anything.
Another blind item from this time period reads, I don't know if this alcohol-sounding B-list celebrity wannabe singer orally service someone at Instagram, but any pages that are dedicated to trashing her disappear in a matter of hours. Don't forget that this is the same person who loves a book about inappropriateness and even made her own sex video when she was 14. Okay, these are a lot of accusations, and it's surrounding Madison Beer and being a fan of Lolita, which is an inappropriate story. We talk about that in another video. Because that following year, we get a headline that really solidifies where Madison stands with Justin. It reads, Madison Beer says she'll never date Justin Bieber. She actually said, quote, oh my God, no, never, no, not ever, 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 ever. Like, I'm signed with Justin. There's not much more famous than him. Like, if I was going to date someone for publicity, it would have happened if that was the case. First of all, he's like a big brother, so never, I would never in a million years. At this point, Madison had to do some good press work because Justin Bieber and Selena Gomez were going through it, and some people were starting to look at Madison and blame her for the possible breakup. And of course, she did not want to be involved. She's like B-list right now, maybe C-list. She's trying to work to that A. One thing I notice about Justin Bieber on Instagram is he's always liking other women's posts, but he may not like Hailey's. One of my friends on Instagram posts this quite often. I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Like, he won't like 8 of her posts, but will like a post that was recently made. And of course, he's done his fair share of commenting and things on Madison Beer's Instagram. Now, I like to comment too, so I get it, Justin. I like to leave some emojis and stuff like that. But this person writes, man, if I was Hailey, I'd be pissed. He absolutely never ever did anything for her like this. It's clear that she's always the one posting herself from his account, so any sweet captions are written by her. Overall, Justin does nothing to mitigate any rumors that he doesn't like Miss Haley, which is wild because this post is a year old and that still kind of sticks around today.
Justin Bieber was the first person that tweeted you out when you were, what, 12?
Indeed.
Does he still support you to this day? Do you still have any sort of relationship?
Yeah, of course. And people ask me this all the time. We spent so many years so close, and I think that we'll always have that sort of like bond that will remain no matter what. We don't see each other as frequently as we used to, but yeah, he's always someone that I can pick up the phone and call and have, a conversation with if I'm feeling any type of way. And he's great. He's great.
Oh, he picks up and he listens.
He does. And I'm occasionally the one who picks up. He also, like, I think values our friendship, and he goes through a lot. And I think that, it's nice that he feels like he can have a friend in me and stuff. And he knows that, like, I love him for him. So yeah, he's great. He's so supportive, and he's a great friend.
Now, I want to throw back to some blind items to the time when Justin and Madison were hanging out the most. And this is in like 2018. We should really do a Selena Gomez, like Justin Bieber, Hailey Bieber blind item specific video. This one's about Selena and Justin. It reads, "This is the craziest love triangle thing I've seen in a while. You have this A-list singer who is a pretty bad actress being basically stalked by the head of this organization, the Carlin's head of Hillsong Church, who wants her for himself even though he's married. He is doing everything he can to drive a wedge between Justin and Selena Gomez without causing too much damage between Justin and himself." So this is probably true because Carl actually was exposed for cheating on his wife, and he was thrown from the church. So I think this is true. March 13th, 2018. "I used to think it was just drugs, but it is so much more for this former A-list tweener. He told his celebrity girlfriend that she was going to hell if she stopped sleeping with who he told her to sleep with." August 7th, 2018. "The foreign-born former A-list tweener and his celebrity offspring girlfriend are basically just doing a version of cuckolding him and Hailey. The only thing is the former tweener gets to sleep with as many women as he wants, while his girlfriend has to watch and read reports about it until she gets desensitized to the fact that he can sleep with whoever she wants while she has to remain celibate." Or not celibate, but monogamous. It says chastity, which I think chastised, which I can't even think about that. That sounds like, painful. In October 2018, she had called the paparazzis to be at the location at a certain time. Very Hailey. The paparazzi were on place, but Hailey couldn't get anything from Justin. At that point, he was in a drug-induced state. It nearly took an hour of shaking him before he was able to emerge from the vehicle. I don't know where this picture is from, but what the hell? What the helly? September 2018, the B-list celebrity offspring got this foreign-born former A-list tweener on his oxy while he came down from his meth. And that is what it takes to get him to agree and sign the dotted line, so to speak. I love looking at some blind items from the past because you will see a couple of those really come to life. But I want to hear what you guys think of this video in the comments below. Thank you for watching. Send me video ideas at SloanWellKnown@gmail.com, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.